Good morning, it's Harvey Jackson. We're just going to go through the seasonal charts that I have, um, and what I don't like about some of them as well. But yeah, let's just get into it. I have some weather in here as well, but we'll just get into it. So, having a look at November canola, because it takes the most weight, it has the most contracts traded in any of the contracts that are traded in canola. It warrants anywhere from 35 to about 45% depending on the year. But you can see if we were to try to just wrong color. Uh, See the area that it tends to trade its highest. So you would say May is in there for sure. Now, when you look at a different chart, and it doesn't include the last couple of years, but it does give you the tendencies for many different years, your 5, your 15, and 30-year tendencies, and you could see right there, April, May, June, is the highs of the seasonal tendencies, and it tends to drop off going into fall. Not hard to figure that one out, but there's the canola, and then if we look at the StoneX version, all they have is a 3 and a 5 year. So the 5 year is the black line that you can see here. We and it's delayed in its print. So we would be right at that kind of timeline before it starts to drop off. And the same thing with the Matif rapeseed. It looks like we're right at that timeline when it drops off. And again, it's a little bit delayed on the StoneX portal. They don't have the weekly actually coming out every week, or is it maybe because I don't pay for a subscription or something? I don't know. But either way, um, yeah, you can see that the peaks are right here as well. And that's what the point of putting this seasonal talk out there is, to let the farmer know that this is a really good time to get a lot of or more grain price, unless it's a drought. And I'm going to maybe have a quick look at that in the weather as well. So here's your soybean oil prices, and in the last 3 and the 5 year, it just looks like it chops around. So we're nowhere near our 3 year kind of a pricing pace. But that said, it just chops around. It really doesn't do anything in the last 3 years, and you can see the 5 years the same way. So if we're going to follow veg oil, if veg oil actually has a seasonal tendency, it doesn't really look like it on this chart. So here's a Minneapolis wheat, and again, just focused on these two for now. And I do have a little bit of live animal complex or livestock at the end here. So if we look at it, May is right here, May, June, and that's a 15-year pattern. And you can see the 15-year pattern peaks kind of in that area and then drops off going into October, uh, September, October timeline, right? And if we look at a more complicated, but showing your 30-year, 15-year, 5 year timeline. So here's April, and you would say this is your May, June timeline here as well. And if you look at the StoneX, the Kansas City one shows the last 3 years, peaks hitting in May and then drops off. And the same thing with the Minneapolis as well, same kind of timeline. So if we look at the some of the stuff came from Nutrien website, and it looks like there could be some drought risk in there, but it doesn't look like it's as widespread as one would think. That could actually really spur some of the corn, soybeans that are planted in the West if there is going to be some sort of drought. The current drought right now is probably a bullseye northeast of Saskatoon, a little bit on the northeastern part of Saskatchewan, and the northwestern part of Manitoba as well. If you look at the satellite imagery of drought from NASA, there is some in the 0 to 6 centimeter soil moisture percentile. There is drought in that area, corn growing area. So if there is any problems with production, it's going to hit both corn and soybeans. And I can show you, and I have shown you where those areas are. Frost risk in a couple of these areas, mountainous, and that cold that's coming through here as well. So you can see this. We got that frost risk um, as we look at it right now. You can see that image, the frost risk there. So the 8 to 14 day precipitation, actually, it looks like it's opening up some of that weather for continued planting. So that it's no big risk. It doesn't look like drought as of right now on those maps, but it could definitely build to one, that's for sure. So if I just have a quick look, canola is up, rapeseed is down, soybean oil is up as well, and your crude oil is up, your soybean is up 7.5 cents. Soybean meal is down a little bit as well. Spring wheats, all the wheats are up, and your oats and corn are up. Canadian dollar up as well, and your livestock is mixed. So if we look at this and remember my timeline on just looking at seasonality, this is a good time to price and probably start looking at that protection. Should we be buying some sort of protection, for the downside risk, or it should start getting leaned in here. And here's your November contract, and you look at where we were and where we are. Or sorry, that's not your November contract. That's your July contract. Sorry. I just duplicated it twice, but it is a decent price. You look at this choppiness between the old crop and new crop, and old crop, and as we get into the growing season, the November starts to become the front month, and this inversion of $40 will go down to low levels. Rapeseed. And if you remember the seasonals, it tends to peak here. It doesn't look like it's peaking, but it's actually coming up just like it had on its seasonal chart. Soybean oil looks like it's actually going up in that trend. Palm oil, I didn't look at the seasonals there, but I'm sure it's just going to follow some of the other veg oil complexes there as well. Here's your soybeans. Um, it's getting closer to the top end as well, and it has a similar seasonal tendency as it is the one of the northern hemisphere, influenced by the northern hemisphere growing season. Crude oil, um, it's come back to the this lower end channel. Canadian dollar, the last couple of days, it's coming up against some of those moving averages. I still fully expect to see a little bit more downside as we see the U.S. Kind of build on some of their policies, but I think maybe this gain is some of the policies that they can't get through right now in Congress. So let's just quick look at wheat. We're at the top end of this channel as well, and we could be breaking through here. Kansas, and here's your Chicago actually broke through its channel. Here's your oats. Looks like it's a wedge of some sort, and it could be breaking through there. Your corn futures, um, just kind of sitting around there. Been trading in this narrow little range for a little bit already. So lean hogs, this is where we are right now. There tends to go up over the summer here, and you can see that's what's going on right now as well. So if we look at live cattle, this is the current futures. Well, not quite current, but and again the time delay on here, but the last 3 years has been an increase, and the 5 years has been an increase on the live cattle, and even on the feeder cattle, it tends to plateau over the last 3 years, and then it plateaus over the last 5 years as well. So this is we're at the top end of this channel. The same thing on the feeder and the live. And that's all I have for you today.